Hello everyone. Today we will understand the next concept of unit 1, that one is the objects and the memory requirement for the objects, or when we define the class what will be the process of a memory requirement of a particular class with the object. And the next topic and the second topic, that one is the static members with a variable and a function. That one is a static variable or the static function. In this lecture we will only cover the static member as a variable with the object itself. We define a static as a object as a static, and then what will be the output or what will be the behavior of a program we will understand. That means simply the process. Now first point, that one is a memory allocation for object. That one is a Now we will understand the memory allocation for objects. That one is simply, in this lecture we will cover these points as memory needed for objects and the class at the member function, and the static members as a variable when we define the variable as a static variable. Then first, memory allocation for objects, that one is before using a member of class, it's necessary to allocate the required memory space to that member. Means whenever we use a particular member, we need to allocate the memory to execute the process. The way the memory space for the data member and member function is allocated is different. Means when we define a data member under the class, that one is memory required for data member is different process, and the member function is a different one. We will understand how exact the memory is allocated for data members and a member function. That means only when an object, when the particular data member memory is allocated, memory space is allocated to a data member of a class only when an object of class is declared. In the main, when we declare the object, that is a class name and the object name, at that time the particular data member memory is allocated, not when the data member are declared inside the class. When we declare the data member in a class, that time memory is not allocated. When the object is declared, then the data member's memory is allocated. That is the process. Single data member can have a different values for a different object. Means when we use when we create the two object for the single class, it allocate the different memory for the different object for a common data members. We will understand the example of that. That one is simply the single data member. For example, int a, we initialize or declare the int a under the class student, and we create the two object for the student class. Then for object 1 and object 2, object 1 for the data member as a have a separate memory, and the object 2, when we access a, that one is again the a variable or a data member have a different memory. That is simply the process. We will just to understand, like we create the three object for a book class, and the three objects are book 1, book 2, book 3, and the data members are title and price. Then for each and every object, it allocate the memory. Every object it allocate the memory for title and price. That is actual the memory allocation for the data member. Memory space for the member function is allocated only once when the class is defined. Means when we define the class and we define a member function in that, at that time it defines a particular memory for that, and that is a single time, which is shared among the all objects. The particular single copy of each member function, which is shared among all objects. Then book 1 use the same memory, book 2 use the same memory, book 3 use the same memory for the function of get data. Same thing for put data is used, all the three objects use the same memory for the put data also. That is simply the memory management under the class for object and the function. The other word, this is only a single copy of each member and which is shared among all objects. Means this is common memory of a function and which one is used by all the other objects. Then individual copy of a data member title and price, and only one copy of the member function get data and put data. That is shared by all the three objects. This is simply the scenario for this example as a memory allocation for objects of a class book. Okay, this is simply the explanation about memory allocation for objects. Then second point, that means the static members. It's with the variable and a function, inline function and parent function. In this lecture we only covers the variable, static variable under the class or under the normal function. Then static variable, that means simply the static variable in a function. Means when we define a function, normal function, then what will be the process for the static variable. Then static variable in a class, when we define a class, we define a variable as a static variable under the class. Then what will be the process? Then static member of a class means class object as a static. Means when we define the object under the main, we define as that object as a static. Then what will be the process? We will understand one by one. Static variable in a function, that means a variable is declared as a static, space for its get allocated for the lifetime of a program. When we define the static member, static variable under the function, the particular memory is allocated for the whole life of a program for the particular variable. If the function is called multiple times, space for the static variable is allocated only once. Means it's depend on if the function is called multiple times and that function contains that static variable, that one is only one times the memory is allocated for static variable. The value of variable in the previous call gets carried throughout the next function call. Means when we call the function and the value considered as the initial value, or maybe it's modified with the first call, that one is carried to the next call. We will understand it with the help of example. Then where a previous state of the function needs to be stored. This is simply the process of a static variable in a function. We will understand it with the help of code, how exact the static variable show the reflection. Save. This is simply the hash include iostream string using namespace std. Then we define one function, that is a void demo. Okay, then static variable, that is int count is equal to 0, that is a static variable under the function. Then we print the cout value, then it increment the cout plus plus. In the main function we mention one for loop, that one is for loop executed with the 4 times because of it starting with a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It may be it prints 5 values. We will check it out how exact it works. And we use count as a variable, and under the for we call the demo function each and every time. Then what will be the reflection? We will just check it out. What will be the answer? Okay, output will be the 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Here we mention means int I is equal to 0, 0 is less than 5, true. It calls the demo function. Cursor goes to the line number 8, then it executes the demo function. It checks the cout is 0, then it prints a cout as a 0, then it checks the cout plus plus, means increment the cout as a 1, then it's again come to the for loop, it increments the I plus plus, it I is equal to 1 now, then 1 is less than 5, true. It again call the demo, it comes here again, it execute what will be the cout, that is the 1. But when we define the static, cout not initialize again because of the static, it's a 1 now. That's why it's again print the 1 and increment the C out as a 2, then again same thing up to the for loop end. That one is here C out prints a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the C out values. Okay, we just to remove the int, remove the variable count as a static. We remove it's defined as a normal variable, and we will just to verify what will be the output. It shows all zeros because of each and every call of a demo. It make a C out as a 0, but every call you need to maintain the particular variable value. Then we need to define as a static variable. That is actually the use of static variable. Means it carries the situation for the next call. Again it carries the situation for the next call. That is exactly the use of static variable under the function. Variable count is declared as a static. Value is carried through the function call. We call the demo function 4 times. It carries the first call C out value for second call. Up to the end it gives an output. Then next, that one is a static variable in a class. When we define the class, then what will static variable in a class are shared by the object. That particular static variable in the class are shared by the object. If we declare the more than 2 objects, then it shares that static variable. There cannot be a multiple copy of the same static variable for the different object. Means in a previous example we check it out with we create the one variable that is a title, but that one is not a static variable. That's why for each and every object it creates a space for a title. When we define title as a static, it's only one memory is allocated for the static variable. That is actually the concept. Only a single memory, one time memory is allocated for the static variable. Also, because this reason static variable cannot be initialized using constructor. Means we cannot call the static variable with a two object. We will run this code and verifies it how exact the static variable is not accessible with the two object. Okay, under the class GFG class we define one static variable, that is I, and we call it under the with the two objects like object 1 and object 2. Initialize the I with the two object 1 and object 2 as a 2 and 3. It gives an error, or it may be some instruction, because of it is not possible with the static variable assigns the two different objects value. Okay, just to change it with the static, we just to remove the static and we only maintain the normal variable under the class. Just to verifies it how exact reflect. Okay, it prints a 2 and 3. When we define I as a normal variable, then it takes a assignment as a separate objects, as I have a I variable have a two different memory location. But when we define it as a static, then it is not possible for static variable, because of static variable stores the stage of the particular value of I. That's why we cannot share that memory within a two objects. That's why it gives a something undefined reference to GFF as a I variable. We cannot define with the two objects. Okay, same thing we will understand the then how will be the static variable is defined under the class, and we will understand. It's not happened because of it is not possible. Then static variable inside a class should be initialized explicitly. Means we cannot initialize a static variable in the class. We initialize a static variable outside the class, and we will understand how to initialize it and how to use it. Okay, now if we check it out, static I is equal int I is I, then this is the class body. Then we call the one constructor, that is simply the member function name as a class name, and then we define the static variable, that is or the define, so assign the value to a static variable, that is int gfg scope resolution I is equal to 1. Means we cannot mention here like I is equal to 1. Okay, it gives an error because of we cannot initialize. Then we create the object for class and we print the value of I. Just to verify the output of this, and again we will change it with some modification. It prints a 1, right? Then we just to change it with the I is equal to 1, we create a gfg obj1, right? And we initialize one value here, it's 3, right? And we just to print it with l cout obj1 dot obj1 dot I, right? So obj1 dot I, and save. Just to verify the output of this, what will be the output? It gives an error because of we cannot initialize the static variable again. Okay, so was not declared in this scope. Cout ci is not possible. Yes, it was not declared in the scope. That is the obj1 dot I is equal to 3. If we just to remove the static, right, remove the static, and this is related to a static, then we will just to verify the output. What will be the output? Was not declared in the scope obj1. Okay, we should to define the class name, then we just do again check it out. It may be the because of the class name mentioning with the right. Okay, we will verify it. Let's put initialize before the token. You need to define the values with a separate line with the obj dot I is equal to 4, obj1 dot I is equal to 3, and if we print it with obj dot I and obj1 dot I, it prints a value of 4 and 3. Just to verify the thing with the help of the program, that one is we will just to run the code with the check it out with the output, and what will be the output? It's print the 3 3. It's not prints a 4 and 3. Why? Because of we mentioned the int I is a static. That's why it's only allocate the one memory for I, not for the two separate memory for object, two objects, object and object1. If we change it with like remove the static variable definition and initialization, it prints a particular output as a 4 and 3. This is simply the use. When we define the variable as a static variable under the class, and we create the two objects to access it, or you want to initialize the variable of a static variable, you need to initialize like this. Okay, then if we initialize the value again under the main function, it will take a single value which one is lastly initialized, and it only prints both object as a I value with the same, because of it's a static. That is simply the process. Now we will understand the next, that one is static member of class, that is a class object as a static. That one is a class object as a static. In the previous example, we just were define a static variable under the class. Now we'll define the object as a static. Then what will be the object also when declared as a static have a scope till the life of the program. Okay, and the if the object is not static, then what will be the output? In this particular example, we will understand the two things. This is a program which one is not static object, and then what will be the output? Non-static object, and what will be the output? And static object, and what will be the output? That means simply this is simply the class, then it's a constructor, it's a destructor, then we under the main function it's initialize the one variable is a 0, x is equal to 0 condition with the if x is equal to 0, it runs this, that is we define a static object under the main, okay, under the if body. Then what will be the output? We will check it out. That means static variable obj. Then when we create the object of a class, it automatically call the constructor, it prints the inside constructor. Then scope of object is end here, that's why it's print the inside destructor, and then it prints the end of main. Okay, we will just to check it out. What will be the output? We need to save it. Then okay, that one is simply the inside constructor, that is the inside constructor. When we compile the code, int x is equal to 0, it verifies the condition, it initialize declare the object, it's automatically call the constructor, then constructor runs the particular prints the cout, that is the inside constructor. Then it's about to comes outside the main, comes to the it's a object, that is it's okay, this is the static object. We just to remove it and we will just to check it out with the output. Okay, that means simply if the object is not static, then what will be the flow? That means simply whenever the object is created of a class, it calls the constructor, it prints the inside the constructor, then end of the object, because of object end under the if body, it directly call the constructor itself, destructor itself, because of end of the object, it prints inside the destructor, and then it comes to the next line, that is the end of main, if the object is not static object. And when the object is static, then what will be the output? The scope of object is for whole program. The scope of object is for whole program. If it is not static, the scope of object is limited to the if. Okay, if the static object, then the scope of object is for whole program, and the end of the program it calls the destructor. This is actually the concept. That means first object is created, then it goes to the inside constructor, call the constructor, then it again the object scope is not ended because of the static object is a static object. When the main program is end, then and then the destructor is called. That one is it prints the end of main, then main function is end and the object scope is also end, then it calls the destructor and it prints the inside destructor. This is simply the explanation about the static object. The destructor is involved after the end of the main, right? Why? Because of the scope of the static object is with the whole program, and the end of the object scope, then it calls the destructor. That's why when we define the static object, it calls the destructor at the end of the int main. If the object is not static, then it calls the destructor end of the object scope. If the static is not static is not available here, then the scope of object is up to the if body. If the object is static, the scope of object is for the whole main function, right? And the destructor is called after the end of the object scope. End of the object scope. If it is not static, the scope ends here, that's why it's called the destructor, and then prints the end of the main. If the static, the scope of object is up to the here and then end of the main, it called the destructor. That is simply the explanation. Thank you.